Well. Good afternoon, West Ham fans. Let's predict the starting 11 for this afternoon's game. Yes, everybody, Russ on the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. It's game day and it's live as West Ham take on Arsenal at the London Stadium. Can it be three times of victors over Arsenal this season? Obviously beating them in the Cup at London Stadium and in the Premier League at Emirates. Obviously, I would have done the match day morning. So now I'm back in the Budden Bunker before I'm back at London Stadium. Obviously, I'm. That's how we record it. Anyway, as always, we try and put together the starting 11. I think based on what Moyes was saying, in terms of talking about Antonio, he says Paqueta's not ready. He's not ready to feature yet. He says that Antonio isn't match fit. Unsurprisingly, was he ever? And it's too early for him to be available. I think you see Antonio on the bench today, I reckon, to be honest. But who knows? Who knows with David Moyes? I'm not. I'm assuming he won't start. But maybe I can see Antonio potentially being back for the Forest game. Maybe even Paqueta being back for the Forest game potentially next week. But as always, we'll try and put together our 11. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's just get into it. So I think you'll be seeing a lot of a similar. Yeah, I'm thinking about it now. I'm double guessing myself actually. Obviously, when we played Man United, we had Ben Johnson on the right hand side, Bowen up top. Phillips was on the bench. You had Souček and JWP and Alvarez and yada yada yada. I think you'll see some of that in the side today. But I think there might be one or two tweaks. Well, I'll give you my. Let's go through what I think, what I would like, based on what we have available at the moment. And again, assuming that we don't have Antonio playing, starting. Obviously, Paqueta we know he's not playing. So, in goal, Areola should be okay. We haven't had anything other than he's okay. Obviously, he went off at half time against Man United as a precaution, apparently, to make sure we were doing the right thing by him. So, yep, should be okay there. Back four for me. Back four. I still want to play back three, I'll be honest, but we'll go back four. I think it'll be back four. Emerson. Hopefully, we'll start to. He's been not off the boil, but I think he hasn't had much in front of him to work off. So he's been doing a lot of the stuff on his own, I think, and been quite isolated in that left back position where previously he'd have Paqueta there and they were doing little moves together, or even Ben Rama. He hasn't got any sort of buddies in front of him as such. And the partnership with Kudus is growing. It needs time to grow. Again, I think comes in. I think we look a better side with again in terms of going forward, in terms of having him in the side and not having him in the side. He might decide to choose to put Mavropanos in. Obviously, he scored against Arsenal, his old club previously, but I think Zuma comes in. He's had a week's rest. That's why I think we could easily play. Maybe we'll have a look at that in a minute. And then I think Vladimir Coufal comes in. Vladimir Coufal, the man who David Moyes has single-handedly picked out as being a future manager. I would not have picked him in a million. Well, not in a million because we've only got 20-odd players, but he'd probably be about 8th choice if I was thinking about who'd be a good player, a good manager. Then for me, I would put Alvarez in, obviously, and I would put Phillips in. I think this is a game for Phillips now. We've got to play him. He's like we spend all his money on him. He's got to play. He reckons he's not. I think the last couple of games maybe getting up to speed. You've got to think, particularly with Deck being there as well. He should have been named former captain. Let's just straighten up from the HCD kicked him. I think you'd need a bit more oomph in that midfield, which him and Alvarez together you get without a shadow of a doubt. And then Now, I thought Ben Johnson did all right playing that position on the right, and to be honest, why not? Because he was almost playing as another midfielder, really. Although he was on the right wing, he wasn't really. He sort of came inside and was so. Let's keep him out there. Let's keep him out. You're staying out, Ben. You're staying out there, son. I just wish him and Soufal just a better partnership, or even maybe no, leave there for time. For me, Kudus plays on the left hand side because I'd rather Kudus play on the left hand side than Ben playing the left hand side. If that makes sense. They'll interchange. He'll interchange with Bowen, who will be up top, and then in that sort of 10 slots, I would probably. Do you know what? I'd probably put Souček in. And the reason I'd put Souček in and not JWP is we haven't. There's been worry that he wasn't featured. It was him, Bowen. I can't remember the other person weren't sort of obviously seen in the training video they did the other day. And maybe JWP does have a knock potentially, and that's why he didn't appear. Moyes has spoken about us being off the boil recently in terms of performances. And I think with, obviously one of the big things with JWP is his, as we know, is his set plays. They haven't really been on the money, to be honest, have they? Recently, and I think we've got Bowen there who can deliver a ball. We've got Kudus there who delivers a ball, and if JWP's there just because he's a good free kick taker, then I think Souček gives us that physicality at height in a more forward position. He's when he's playing, he does tend to be the first receiver, so to speak, in terms of the knockdowns. The balls get aimed towards him and he knocks them down to Bowen, to Kudus. Obviously, this will change. If for example, Antonio did play and did start, then for me, I think Bowen sacrificed on the right hand side with Antonio leading the line. I think then you could drop out Souček because you don't need his height as such because you've got Antonio for the knockdowns, and then JWP comes in and you have more of a fluid three in that midfield. Personally, I'd say I'd rather I prefer Mavropanos and Aguerd as the two in the middle. That would be my preference if Antonio is, and that's why I think it's not surprising that Moyes is coy about when Antonio is coming back, because that completely changes the dynamic of the side, I think, or at least for the foreseeable. Then obviously when Paqueta comes in, that's a different conversation. For me, when Paqueta comes in, Antonio gets out, Kudus goes to Bowen up top, Kudus goes to the right, and then Paqueta goes into the left. That's how he likes to play that midfield. Like he is, I don't think you're going to see much change there. And then maybe interchange with, as I said, Phillips might drop out and Souček might come in. Yeah. But until we're two injured players from a fully fit squad. But I think we'll go with the first option. Anyway, let me know what you think. We'll find out in a couple of hours whether you are right or wrong. I'm usually wrong, to be honest. There's always a curveball. If you like what we do, don't forget to like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And Anton will hopefully be doing the watch along. And I'll be running around like a lunatic after the game. So if you see me, grab me. We'll have a little chat. We'll have a little chat about the game. I usually sort of walk out and hang around where the European 65 statue is. So that's usually my sort of hunting ground. And I slowly walk back to the Westfield car park. So, Alex always seems to find me anyway. Anyway, take care. Stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith. Come on, you bloody irons. Carry on, you irons. Irons.